Yeah, it's your boy Crypto Blood, and welcome to another episode of My Two Satoshis. It is January 14th, 2019. Gotta give a shout to my man John Hill. He's a fool. He wanted me to play Kaya, My Neck, My Back. Oh man, I may have to put the parental explicit content joint on here because this is a very explicit song, but I play them all. So shout out to my man John Hill for that one. What's good, people? Hope you guys are doing good today. Back from the weekend. Had some guests in town, so kind of been offline, not much activity, but I am back into the swing of things today. Oh man, we had another drop over the weekend, and then we had a pop this morning, and it's just looking crazy out here. Very low volume, so the price action and behavior of Bitcoin and all the cryptocurrencies is very sporadic right now. So it's very choppy markets that we're dealing with. But what I wanted to cover today, guys, was actually another PSA. There are some files out there, movie files, fake movie files that are infecting Windows PCs, and they're stealing cryptocurrency. So I just wanted to let you guys know about that. Secondly, this is a nice article that poses the question why Bitcoin shouldn't focus on succeeding as a domestic payment system. And you know, I'm kind of that tune as well. I kind of speak that same tune, but I don't know what exactly this article is referring to as why it shouldn't. So thought this would be a great one to look at and discuss with you guys. So we'll check that out in a second, but first jump over to cryptoblood.io. Again, we've got the merch going on. We got men and women apparel, and also the trading bot is still going. We're starting the new year, and you can still get in at 366 a quarter. Check it out, long and short. We're trading on BitMEX, pretty much plug and play. Send me your API keys for BitMEX and it'll trade for you. So check it out, all the details, real live results going on. You can check it out on TradingView. Just click that red button there. It'll give you up to, I think, last week's trading results going back to January 1st of 2018. So check it out when you guys get a chance if you're interested. We are currently at $123 billion. Got a nice little pop today, as I've stated, but again, these are very choppy binary markets right now. It's up, down, no real natural price movement going on right now. So I really don't see a clear direction at the moment. We'll have to keep an eye out on that. But if I zoom out again from the 14-day to the 30-day, you'll get a better picture of what's going on. And we did dip below this 120, which is concerning. However, we just popped right back up above it. So not too sure. There are some rumors out about Russia possibly acquiring like 10 billion in Bitcoin to circumvent US sanctions. Not too sure about if that's true or not, so I'm not going to report on that just yet, but just wanted to let you guys know about it. Again, we did get back above this dotted line I had drawn here, but it's not there anymore. So, you know, was that dip right here false? You know, was that not really true market participation? I think it wasn't. That was a whale driving the price down again, but we turned around and popped it right back above. So let's see if we can stay back above this $120 billion market cap range, which translates roughly into $3,575 per Bitcoin. So that's where we had to stay above. And I think with this bull move up, that may have kind of gotten us back to where we should be without that little dip there from a whale. So let's go ahead and take a look at this PSA out of Blocked. And it says here, a fake movie file is infecting Windows PCs to steal cryptocurrencies. So I just wanted to let you guys know about this. The Pirate Bay is once again in the middle of a controversy as a Windows shortcut file is infecting PCs to steal digital currencies. The malicious file is posing as a movie file on the Pirate Bay torrent tracker. Once it is installed, it triggers a series of malicious activities on the infected computer. Bleeping Computer recently reported the malicious activity on the file in detail on their website, so you'll get a link to that if you just click on the link to this particular article here. It says that the file was discovered after the security researcher downloaded a movie file from the Pirate Bay and found a .link shortcut instead of a video. The shortcut executed a PowerShell command and had a low detection rate on an antivirus scanning service. Virus scan results indicated a sample of an advanced threat actor known as Cozy Bear, which was discovered in 2015 and is still active. However, the detection was a false positive. FireEye's advanced practices team Nick Carr said that the .lnk files are common in pirated content, according to Trend Micro. So it says Lawrence Abrams from Bleeping Computer also analyzed the file and showed that the file would inject malicious results on Google, Yandex, and Wikipedia pages. It would simultaneously monitor web pages for Ethereum and Bitcoin wallet addresses and replace them with those of the attacker. The malware modifies Windows registry keys to disable Windows Defender. It also installs an extension called Firefox Protection in the Firefox browser and hijacks the Chrome Media Router extension on Chrome browser. It then tweaks the JavaScript code that leads the user to an antivirus software called Total AV. The file doesn't end its campaign here. It also injects a fake donation banner on Wikipedia, which states the following: Wikipedia now accepts cryptocurrency donations and provides 2 cryptocurrency addresses to send or donate to. The site lists 2 wallets, one for Bitcoin that had more than $70 worth of Bitcoin, and the second for Ethereum, which had more than $600 of Ethereum stored in them. A full list of the malicious code and activity can be found on Bleeping Computer's website. So again, you'll find that. I actually may link directly to the Bleeping Computer report, so you guys can check that out and get more details about that. But I definitely wanted to get that to you so that you don't get caught downloading some fake files, fake movies you think is actually a movie and it's not. You ain't gonna be able to download Bird Box, people. You gotta stream it from Netflix. But so yeah, just make sure you guys pay attention to that and look out for that. The second article though is one more about Bitcoin in itself. It says here why we shouldn't focus on Bitcoin succeeding as a domestic payment system. And this one, guys, is out of bitcoinnews.com. Created as the first decentralized peer-to-peer payment system independent of a third-party mediator, the appeal to manage personal finances without requiring a traditional bank account is a concept that has appealed to many, to say the least. But as Bitcoin reaches its 10th anniversary and continues to mature as a financial instrument, the strengths and weaknesses of the cryptocurrency are becoming increasingly realized. One recent academic study indicates that perhaps Bitcoin should move away from its goal of succeeding as a widely used domestic payment system and should instead focus on its strength as an international payment method. The article goes on to say here that an economic analysis of the Bitcoin payment system authored by Gur Huberman, Jacob Leshno, and Siamak Molimi compares the features of Bitcoin payment system to that of the traditional alternatives offered by banks. The study finds that Bitcoin payments are likely to incur higher charges compared to bank-operated traditional domestic payment systems. The authors attribute this to the decentralized architecture of the network, with the mining structure behind the blockchain also allowing for delays on small transactions as they do not carry a great enough financial incentive to be processed quickly. The article goes on to say here, in short, the paper concludes that strictly in economic terms, Bitcoin fails to provide real competition to traditional domestic payment systems. Where it does find strength, however, is its ability to process international money transfers far more efficiently and cheaper than its competitors at, say, Visa, MasterCard, or SWIFT, particularly when it comes to larger sums of payments. Those who hold a libertarian ideology, or indeed anybody that is distrustful of central banks, can argue the benefits of Bitcoin as a domestic payment system. Despite these comparative downfalls, the current monetary system has arguably been the cause of recessions, inflations, and growing wealth inequality. Cryptocurrencies offer individuals the chance to operate within a new financial system that operates independently of these factors. Whether or not Bitcoin is the most practical or efficient option for spending money on a daily basis may well be overshadowed by a desire to exit the mainstream monetary system. That's a good point there. There is also the Lightning Network, which once launched in full offers a potential scaling solution for the Bitcoin network with quicker and cheaper options for micropayments for when you want to buy a cup of coffee, for example. And it is still early days for Bitcoin. In the scheme of things, it is entirely possible that other scaling solutions will emerge for the network that will allow it to succeed domestically. In the wake of a bad year for market performance, perhaps it would be most beneficial for developers to focus on Bitcoin's strengths as outlined by the researchers until the cryptocurrency can find its feet again. Yeah, what do you guys think? Do you think, we should kind of rethink this whole Bitcoin as a payment system and maybe think of it as just a way to have capital bleed into a new industry, a new asset class, which I think is a good way to think about it too, and a good reason to have Bitcoin as well. We need some type of financial asset system that is literally has no correlation to what's going on in the bond market, what's going on in the equities market. And this is the first one, right? So if we have a crash in equities, more money will escape equities and go into the bond market, which will cause yields to come down, right? Prices of bonds will go higher, but yields will come down. So with the equity bond relationship, there's a negative correlation. Now with real estate, if we have an equity crash, well, real estate will be affected as well. People's sentiment and willingness to spend money, be more of a risk taker in the real estate market will have an effect on that as well from an equities crash. So like Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies is the only market that I know of. You guys let me know. It's the only one that's independent of whatever's going on in the equities market. And this is not my opinion. This is based on data. This is based on tracking it over the last 6 years, 7 years, and even longer. It's a known fact that there's nearly a zero correlation with Bitcoin and the equities market. So I think that by itself is a great reason to have Bitcoin, to diversify into Bitcoin, if nothing else. Because even with the equities markets and precious metals, yeah, if the equities markets crash, then you'll probably see a uptick in demand for precious metals. If the equities markets are going up, you're going to see a downtick in demand for precious metals. Again, that negative correlation there going on. But with cryptocurrencies, you don't have that. So you may see cryptos move down while the equities markets are moving down. That's that causation correlation fallacy that we have. Just because two things move in the same direction at the same time doesn't mean that they're connected, right? Data has shown us that Bitcoin has a near zero correlation to equities markets. And I think that's good enough for even right now. And anything that we can do above that in the future is only going to add more demand and show Bitcoin to be a very attractive asset class going forward. So that is one reason among many why we shouldn't just focus on it being a payment system right at the moment. We can right now, because we know it's not ready for a payment system, we can still say to people, hey, this is a new asset class that has entirely no correlation to the equities, the bonds, the real estate, so on and so forth, precious metals even. Let me know your thoughts about that. I think this is a good selling point, and one point that you can bring up when talking about Bitcoin to other people, even more financially savvy individuals. Let's just be honest, Bitcoin has gotten a bad rap in 2018 for the price volatility, and newcomers are going to think, people that aren't participating in this industry are going to think it's just a speculative, solely speculative thing, and it's worth nothing. But it really is, and it has a good hedging mechanism, I think, in the long run for sure, against your traditional markets. So again, you guys let me know your thoughts about that. Definitely look out for that malicious code in that fake movie file that's going around on these torrents here. And that's pretty much it for today, ladies and gents. Wanted to just drop that on you. Shout out to my man John Hill again for that song request. Kaya, My Neck, My Back. It's your boy Crypto Blood, and that's it for January 14th, 2019. That's my 2 Satoshis, and I'm out of here. Holla!